Well, ladies and gents, if you couldn't tell, and if you didn't see my previous video, hint hint, the Roma save done kicked the bucket. I logged on one day to continue where we left off, and lo and behold, we were back in September instead of February where we should have been. Absolutely pissed me off to no end. We were doing so well, second in the league, heading through to the next round of the Champions League, things were really starting to fall into place. And bam, it's gone. So I decided in the end not to try and get back to that point in the Roma save, as so many things just wouldn't be the same. Plus, it meant that I would have to take all that time just to get back to the same spot with all the same results, which just would have taken so long. So suffice it to say, we are back with Liverpool. Second season, baby! Now, before we start, you may notice in this and future episodes a few new additions to this channel. I'm going to do my absolute best to spice things up a bit. New graphics, hopefully less crappy commentary, quicker videos if I can help it, trying to cut down on the cheese and horrible banter, and trying to get more to what I really came to YouTube to try and do, up my editing skills. So here we go! Obviously this episode will probably be a bit longer than I'd like, but we really have to get back up to speed on what happened in Season 1, so let's get to the recap. If you all missed Season 1, we won not only the FA Cup, but the league as well, doing quite the double. So that adds Champions League for us this season. As for transfers, we did quite a bit of good business at the end of last season, so we really don't have anything new for this episode. At the end of last season, we bought the contracts for Ryan Sessegnon from Fulham for £11.25 million, Borges on Emeterio from Sevilla on a free, Julian Green from Bayern also on a free, Sadi Janko from Celtic for $875k, Lucas Romero from Cruzeiro for £6.75 million, and Thiago Maia from Santos for £13.5 million. This gives us quite a conundrum in pretty much every area on our pitch. We also are absolutely loaded. That definitely helps us though for Champions League, but it also means that we have to figure out who stays, who goes, and where everyone's going to be playing this season. Murillo and Sacco both have had offers come in from Barcelona, which I rejected simply because they keep offering lower money up front with a lot of money tied in winning the Champions League and the Spanish Cup, which I really don't care for. And then Moreno had the same type of offer from Real Madrid, also rejected. I told all three who were pissed at the time that I would let them go if they met my evaluation of them, and they all seemed pleased with that. Now, on to the bad part. Sadio Mane also had an offer from Barca come in, which I rejected for the same reasons. Unfortunately, we could not sort things out, and let's just say he's pretty pissed at me right now. Hopefully that will change as the season progresses and we continue to do our winning ways, but so far he's being nothing but a little bitch, going to the press and showing his displeasure. But if Barca do come in for him again, I'm going to have to just suck it up and let him go. So with all that, we really have no money to spend and are even taking a small loss in the wage bill at the time of recording. That actually kind of kills us for financial fair play at the time, but we are going to try and sell a few players just to kind of even that out. But beyond that, we pretty much look fairly set for the season to come. Now on to injuries. You guessed it, Sturridge is out again. This time with a thigh strain. Only for about 2 weeks though, but still. I really hope this isn't the start of another off season for him. And back to Mane, out for 4 flippin' weeks with a sprained ankle. I'm guessing that'll put quite a bit of a damper on his transfer, huh? Honestly, I have no clue how this season is going to go. My assumption is that we won't do a second title in a row, but we do have a midfield and defense that's set for years to come. So once players like Maia, Romero, Sessegnon, Lemos, and Oxford really get into full game time, this team is going to absolutely be insane. We had the Community Shield match for today's episode, but before I get into that, let's take a quick look at all the friendlies we played so far. Unless there is something special in these matches, I really don't want to get too in-depth on the stats as I tried to do with my Roma save. I found myself really just falling asleep just listening to it, to be honest. So I can't imagine what it's doing to you fine folks. As you can see, we pretty much romped through the preseason friendlies. We somehow lost our first game against Brentford, but we found our shooting boots with wins against Dynamo Moscow, Toulouse and Mainz in a preseason friendly tournament, kicked the crap out of AC Milan, where Thiago Maia picked up his first ever goal in an LFC kit, and then 2 more wins against some team in France I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce, and then another good game against Bristol Rovers. Today's match will be a post-com since I want to get this episode over and done with, and there's so much more already going on in it, and I really want to just move into the regular season. But we head to good old London where we play hated Chelsea in the Community Shield. Our first ever lineup heading into the 2016-2017 season looks like this. Karius sits in goal today. Gaia, Sacco, Murillo, and Klein sit right in front of Karius. Chan and Henderson make up the midfield. Coutinho, Firmino, and Mane sit in the attacking mids, and Sturridge leads the line. And on our bench, we have Origi, Wijnaldum, Tete, Bellotti, Maya, Lemos, and Mignolet. This game had a bad start when Andreas Christensen somehow snuck the ball past the line, even with Karius' hands on it. Really kind of weirded me out, but Mane equalized from a gorgeous guy across in the 46th. And that is how it would remain up until full time. However, this is the game that Mane was injured in. Son of a bitch. It cut out his whining, that's for sure. But a tie score at full time meant penalties. Unfortunately, missed penalties from Conte and Christensen, payback's a bitch, ain't it, bub? Did not outdo our misses from Wijnaldum, Coutinho, and Murillo. In the end, we lose to Chelsea 3-4 in penalties. Quite a discouraging result, to say the least. But, many consider this as just another friendly, so in the end, I really don't care all that much. But now, with all of that done, it is on to the season we go. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode. Let me know what you thought of these new graphics, this new layout, this new everything. If you like it, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And if you didn't like it, well, just keep watching. Maybe it'll get better. But anyway, as I always end, thank you so much for watching. Take care and enjoy.